Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Mano's Minecraft. Alright, last episode we did kind of a rundown of the snapshots instead of working on this, which is what I had originally planned on doing. So today is what we are going to. Alright, guys, so the first step, you want to align yourself with the middle of the first segment, and you want to count out. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You want to count 5 out and build up. And then you want to build out from the middle segment straight out. So that was that? That should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good. So you're going to have that. You can remove these. And now there's 7 segments, so you're going to have 7, I don't know what they're called, inputs, I guess. So here's your middle one. So you want to go 3 above, and then you want to go 3 below. 1, 2, 3. And then from there, that looks awfully high. Anyway, you're going to want to build out like this. So from 0 to 9, there are 10 different numbers. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You want to build like that, and you want to build it all the way up to the top. Alright, so the next thing you're going to want to do is take your pistons, and you're going to want to place them just outside of here, like this. So you're going to want to do this. Let's break you. And place them like that, so that there's this one airspace in between. And you're going to want to do that here. I'll just do this with you guys. Like that. You're going to want to leave the one airspace here with the piston going inward. Let's see if I can get it like this. No. No. Like, oh my gosh, game. Come on. There. Like that, all the way up. And then on these parts, you want the piston touching the stone bricks. Like that. You want that like that there and here. And what this is going to do is when it's all wired up, it's going to be a piston tape. And all these pistons will fire at the precise timing, so that these and these will fire first, and then one tick later, those and those will fire, to be as fast and efficient as possible. And you're going to want to stack these pistons all the way up 7 high. Alright guys, so the next thing that you're going to want to do is place like the blocks you're going to be using the redstone for on the outside of the pistons. So on the left side, you're going to want to place them here and here, going all the way up. And on the right side, you're going to want to place them here and here, all the way up. So now it should look like this. Quick little look. Now you want to grab some slabs, and you want to go up, and you want to zigzag down for the redstone. So for this one and this one, you want to start on the top, and then you want to work down. And they have to be top slabs, and that is so that the redstone can be placed on top. You want to work those down, just like that. This, and this. And then you're gonna do it once more. Like that, I believe. No. Okay. And then once you get down to this level, right below these blocks, where the information is going to be stored, you're going to want to put full solid blocks. So on this side, they should be diagonal just like that. And then on this side, they're going to be very slightly different. Instead of starting at the top for both, you're only going to want to start at the top for this one. On this piston, you're going to want to start right here. But essentially, it's the same thing, diagonal all the way down, until you get to the bottom, where, like before, you're going to want to place the full block that you're going to be using. So I'll do this with you. Okay, then this is going to be full block there, and then full block there. I just got to pick that up. Okay, and it should look just like that. Alright, now the next thing that you want to do is you want to take this, and this is going to be your redstone signal. So it's going to be going into these blocks from here into that, and from there into that. So these two are going to be, they're going to have repeaters on top of them. So behind a repeater you need to have a block for the redstone, and you want to pull that back, place one block there for that repeater, and there's going to be a repeater there and a block there. So if you look underneath it, it should be kind of like a zigzag, straight and back, and then straight through. Now you're going to want to grab a bunch of redstone and 4 repeaters. So let's grab some of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to want to take the repeaters and the redstone, and you're going to want to, like I said, have the repeaters pointing into these blocks. Then you're going to want to put redstone on the entire bottom part. Just like this. And now you want to carefully look around and see for the pistons that have the blocks touching them. Those pistons are to have the repeater that's going to connect to them, which is this one for this, because it's going to power this block, and then zigzag up, powering this entire line. You want that repeater to be set to 2 ticks. The same with the other one that's also touching the other pistons, which is this one. Zigzag to this one. 2 ticks. Now we can check that. 2 and 2, 1 and 1. So we did that, and the next thing you're going to want to do is put redstone on all of these zigzaggy parts, all the way up, on every part. So this one, I put in there, good. Here, all the way up to the top. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, 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 bam. Did it on this side, and do the same on the other side. This is an expensive project, so don't just think that you can just throw a bunch of materials together and be able to build it unless you're filthy stinking rich in your game. But this is going to take a lot of redstone, so don't expect this to be a cheap and easy project. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some knowledge of redstone. Whoops. Did I place that? Okay. So we have just wired up all of these. Now to test to make sure that it's all working properly, what I'm going to do is remove this lower block and replace it with the cobble. And just to test, this is just temporary right here, I'm going to make a monostable circuit. And I'm going to lead it to any of the redstone wire in this bottom area. So I'm going to put it into this. I'm going to need a repeater, I forgot. And you should know how to make a monostable circuit. It's fairly easy. You need to have a repeater inputting or outputting from this. I'm going to have it outputting, and if it's outputting, it has to be on 1 tick. Then you're going to want to place a sticky piston right next to it with a block on top. And then you're going to want to put block with redstone and then put a button on this block. And what this is going to do is this is going to give this redstone a signal, which is going to power this block and the sticky piston at the same time. And for that fraction of a second where this block is going to be powered before the sticky piston will be able to push it up, this repeater is going to be able to pull a signal out of it. It's going to be a 1 tick signal, so it'll be really quick. And it's going to feed into this, which is going to feed into every piston here. So if we built this right and we press this button, this piston, or this line of pistons, and this line of pistons will push these blocks forward and these blocks backwards. Then they'll retract immediately. And then 1 tick later, 1/10 of a second later, this line of pistons and this line of pistons are going to push the blocks that were pushed forward over. So it'll be kind of like a big loop. So let's see if we did this right. I think I did the timings wrong. Okay, so you know how I told you to do the piston or the repeaters that way? I did it backwards. These are to be on 1, and these are to be on 2. So let's just make sure it's all. There we go. That's what we wanted. So you can see now this block is here. It used to be right here. We'll press it again and again and again, and we'll see it come around. It's moving in a big circle now. Alright, pretty simple. And now we just remove this. This was just a test to make sure we built it correctly, and we did. Good thing we tested because we know that we made that tiny mistake with the timing of the repeaters. But that's that. Now comes the fun part. Note sarcasm. We are going to have to connect this up to 7-segment display. So we're not doing any decoding yet. We're just connecting it. And the way that I have connected it before is from top. So this middle row is where it's going to come from. From this top to the bottom. Alright? There's 7. The top one is going to go up there. The second one is going to go left, the third right, the fourth middle, the fifth left, the sixth right, and the 7th bottom. So it's basically like a zigzag. Like you're reading. Top to bottom, left to right. Okay? I'm going to take another glance over at the test world really quick before we begin. Alright, so to begin this, you're going to need, again, you're going to need more blocks, you're going to need repeaters, you're going to need redstone, and you're going to need comparators. Specifically, you're going to need 7 comparators. bring whatever many repeaters you want, and I don't believe you're going to need any half slabs, but have them just in case. So you're going to want to pillar up to the top of this middle row, or column, I should say. And at the top, you want to place one block here, and then you're going to do a zigzag. So block, block. Dang it. Should come out actually, make it easier. Okay, so it's basically just a little zigzag. Block, 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 block. Just like that. And on the bottom one, you're going to want to put a block there too. And the purpose of this is so that you can lay down the comparators. And for this, you want to be right next to it. So comparators can pull from behind a solid block. So if we put a comparator here, and if this was like a chest or a cauldron, which is what we're going to be using, and this cauldron was full, this would pull a signal. And if there was a cauldron here, this would pull a signal. And you're basically dividing the signal into 7 parts without doing any crosstalk, which is just the term I used for when you have wires of redstone that shouldn't be connected but are for whatever reason. I'm going to do a quick little sleep. So right now we're pulling out the signal, and actually a good idea right now would be to grab a bucket of water, and this is just for testing right now. We want to make sure that we're pulling signals. You want to replace this whole first row here, or the first column, with full cauldrons. So I'm going to go in this corner and I'm going to make an infinite spring. Let's go grab some water. Good thing we're right at the beach. That does fill, okay. And grab a bunch of cauldrons. It's 2 1/4 stacks of cauldrons should be all that you need for this entire project. So we'll grab this and right here. So we'll build up. Let's place the first one down. And dig straight down until you reach that cauldron, and then just stack it up. 7. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to fill this up, each and every cauldron. So the top one is full. This would probably be easier if you had multiple buckets, but I do not have multiple buckets on me. Fill it up. So the top one was filled. You don't want to fill or attempt to fill one that's already full, because if you do, the water will not place in there. It will place on the outside, and it will wash all of your redstone away. So I can actually show you guys. So if I fill this up, maybe it doesn't. Ignore me sometimes, but not always. So after these are all filled up, there should be a signal being pulled out on these comparators. Let's see. You see? The light's on. So we're filling them right now. Well, they have to be filled for this to work. That's the whole premise of this build. But we're just filling them now to make sure that we're pulling a signal, to make sure that we have placed all these blocks in the right spot. So that was the 4th one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. So we've gotten that. Now comes the fun part. I'm going to take a look to double check, because this is probably the most important part of this project. Alright, now you want to build all the way up. I'm going to build right here. You basically want to leave one block past the cauldron. So this line, you want to leave that clear so that you can place blocks on it. Okay, first one, the first one's simple. You have your comparator, straight into a repeater, straight into redstone. Lights that up. Second one, you have this comparator is powering this block, so you're going to pull a signal from it. You're going to want to put a repeater right there. Make sure all these repeaters are on one tick. And then redstone into that block. And you can remove this. I gotta get back up now. Okay, so that was first. This repeater is the third one. So that's 1, 2, 3. Yes. You want to put a block on that. Block. That's not right. Take a look again. So this is pulled from this block, which is this one is resting on. It's resting on. So you want to go from the, yeah, that's right. 1, 2, 3. This one. Let me check really quick. Okay, yeah, I was right. So you want to place a block here, and then you're going to pull the signal out from there. You can remove that block, that's unnecessary. And then one block, just like that. So you're going to go redstone, redstone, repeater. Then you can get rid of that. Alright, the next one is over here. The next one's going to be this middle one, and it's a simple one again. Just straight through, redstone on that, repeater on this. And as you place these, make sure that these segment bits are turned on. Okay. The next one is right here, and that is going to be pulled, so that one goes there, is from this block right there. So this is going, that's there, that's there. Did I mess up? Okay, we'll do the bottom one first, actually. Block on top of that with a redstone dust repeater. We'll come on this side, and it is going to be this block. Yes. No. Ah, this is so confusing. Let me just take a look at this really quick. I'm actually just gonna make this up right now, and then I'll show you guys how it is after I'm done. Okay, I settled it and I figured it out. So there was a mistake that I had made right up here. So the bottom one goes into this block, which powers this redstone into that repeater. Then the one diagonal from it right here it goes into this block, which goes here. There is a this is so messed up. It's correct. I can't see it to explain it. The redstone's so tight in here. Okay. Comparator into this. And if we look through here, there's a redstone repeater on the opposite side of this block pointing that way, into 3 redstone that go straight in. Then on this one, pulls out from there, and to this block, pull it out from this redstone repeater to the block down and over. Otherwise, the rest is correct. Okay, we gotta remove these blocks now to make sure nothing gets messed up. And that is done. So, I gotta sleep before I get hurt. Go to bed, go to bed, go to bed. So the number we have in there right now, with all 7 cauldrons filled in, that is the number 8. And when we press the button, the number, don't hit me, is going to cycle to 9. So what we can actually do is we can build that monostable circuit there again and keep it, because it's going to be useful right now. Okay. This is a temporary thing, but we need it so that we can, whoops, wait, yeah, that was right. We need it so that we can do this thing right. Okay, so that is 8. When we press it, the line will move here, and this line is going to have to be 9. All of the redstone gets turned off. So 9 is going to be the top. Okay, our left and rights are going to be switched when we look at it from here and there, because when we were wiring it up here, it was top, left, right, middle, left, right, bottom. So backwards, it's top, right, left, middle, right, left, bottom. It's just reversed. So a 9 is going to be top, right, left, middle, right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9 should be the first 5 cauldrons. So you're going to need your water bottle, or water bucket. Go to the top and fill in the first, what was it, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fill those in with cauldrons. And then you're going to want to fill them up with water. And then once you completely finish filling them up, the number 9 should be displayed. Oh, come on, game. Okay, good. We're on the 3rd one. Right there. Oh, no. Okay, good. Unimportant part. Then there. One more, and this should be the number 9. I missed the second one. Or is it not updating? first, second, nope, I missed it. Okay. Now it should be reading 9. 9, excellent. Then you press the button again, and it's 0. And then again, 1, again 2, and that's basically what you want to do. If I sat here and told you guys exactly which cauldrons are supposed to be what, we would be here all day. So I'm going to go ahead and place and fill all the cauldrons so that we have all 10 digits. Alright, just a quick little debugging thing for you guys while you're building this. Sometimes you might get an update error like this. This is powered, but there is no input feeding into it. If we come up here, I can show you. You see how it's on? It's pulling from nothing. So you just have to update that block. And it turns back off. So I'm going to continue with this. And if you see that when you press the button to make your piston tape move and the light's still on even though there's no cauldron there, just update that comparator and it will get fixed, and then you can continue on until you finish all 10 digits. Alright guys, so I have finished putting in all 10 digits, and if I did it right, then it should all be working. I quickly just threw a little wire back here so that we can press it and look at it from a nice point. And there is a tiny bug in this that I have a solution for. It was in my design that I showed you for the counter. But let's see if we encounter it. It might be like a north-south, east-west orientation type thing, but let's see. So we'll press it. 1, 2, 3. It's going to be right here. 4. This is the bug, that bottom line. Ignore it for now. But I'll actually just show you that it's not a mistake. I do not know what causes it, but it always happens. I've tested this hundreds of times, but you just have to update it, and then it goes back away. And I do have a very simple solution for it. Then I'll show you guys in just a second. But that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then back to 0. So that works well, just as it should. And now for the solution. Let me look at my test world really quick to make sure I make it right. Alright, so it is simple. You're going to need a sticky piston for it though. What we're going to do is update that block every time that we step on the pressure plate or press the button or whatever it is that we do. So you're going to want to build out from it just a little bit. So to update it, we're going to push a block into that position. So there will be a block regularly here. So that means that this has to be the sticky piston right there. So let's get this here. Oops. This is going to be a difficult thing again, isn't it? There we go. So we're going to have the signal probably coming in from the side right here, which is what we want. And you have to put a 4-tick delay on this from the input. So to do that, you just got to use a couple of redstone torches. One for on, another to turn it off, like that, and then the signal, which will probably come in just like that. repeater in there, and then pull it out and send the monostable point right here, maybe. Sounds about right. So this is going to be 2 ticks, and this is going to be redstone. So when we trigger the redstone, hopefully I don't die in here. You know, I'm not even going to risk it. I'm going to sleep. I don't want a creeper blowing up. But there's going to be something here. A line of pressure plates or just something. Probably pressure plates, because we don't have to think about that. It's going to come over here. It's going to hit this. 1, 2, 3, 4 ticks. It's going to push that, update it. So let's actually wire this up. So this is going to need to go like this. There's going to be a block there and there. Then we can do this. And then we can just hook it up. What is this? Oh, this is the wall. Okay, that's fine. Let's poke out. Just right here is good. This is just for demonstration. This is not how it's going to look. But imagine that this is the input. It's going to go here. And then there's going to be a monostable circuit that goes off at about the same time. So this should be the fix. But let's test it out. There's 1, there's 2, 3, and 4 should be fixed. 4. You see? Perfect. It's fixed. So if we go take a look, you can't exactly see it, but this mechanism goes off at the right time to close it off. Update the comparator and make sure that this light turns off. So there's that. We are running long again, 2nd episode in a row, I believe. So this is part 1 of our death counter. Part 2 will come soon, and for that I will have already built the other 2 counters. This will probably have its proper wiring set up, and then I'll show you guys how to do the crossover, or not the crossover, the carryover to the next one. When this hits 0, this one's going to hit 1. When this hits 0, this one's going to hit 1. So every time that goes to 0, plus 1. Every time this goes to 0, plus 1. So we can go up to 999 deaths before this thing will reset to 0. We are currently sitting at 61 in approximately half a year, maybe a little bit more, probably a little bit more. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys for watching. The next episode should be out soon, and I'll see you in a little bit.